Here we are at stage 4 of race day, racing for the Porsche 911 GT3R. And I've got to win this one with a lead of at least 200 meters, which should not be much of a problem at all. Let's see if they're doing the same thing, where they've got all the fast cars behind slow cars. As we work our way through this, let's see, we've got a Lamborghini, a couple of McLarens, BMW, Aston Martin, another Aston Martin, give him a tap. No trouble at all getting past everyone. Drift the corner a little bit. And then we've got a Dodge. Well, a Dodge in Dubai? Sure, why not? I'm sure there's actually lots of those in Dubai, all sorts of cool cars. I'd love to go to Dubai sometime and see all the amazing cars that you see on TV there. Anyhow, looks like this should be no problem at all. Let's go lawnmower. You know, interesting thing about driving off track, if you get the hang of the steering, you don't lose a bunch of traction. So it is a skill to carry speed well going off track. And a lot of the reason why I do it in these types of races is because it's 3 laps. And so that's a long race. I'd have no trouble doing this staying all on track, but I just want to get this over a little bit quicker. So I'll practice my off-track driving. Pretty easy in this car because of its amazing grip. But yeah, the secret to off-track driving is just a gradual arch in your steering. You don't want to do a bunch of sudden movements. You don't want to steer too fast. And if you have any steering assists on, they will be fighting you. They fight you to stay on track, so they don't want you to go off track. You'll find if you've got an assist on, a steering assist, that you'll be cutting off track and it'll fight you, and then suddenly it's going to spin your car a little bit. That's because you've passed the midway point of the cut that you're taking, and now it's trying to line you up with the next part of the track. It's kind of funny. My first 18 months playing this game, I had all assists on. So I experienced that a lot, and I also ran tilt A controls, not tilt B. So I ran brake assist on low, steering assist on high, and traction control on. And then I still had a brake once in a while, as you know, if you have that set up. Once in a while I'd go flying way off track and I didn't know why. And slowly I made the transition to no assists with tilt B controls. The hardest part for me with tilt B controls is I kept dropping my phone, because I'd be switching from gas to brakes, and then I'd drop it. And that's when I realized that you can preload the brakes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the pedals. Right now you see just gas. Pretty soon you'll see gas and brakes. Right about now. There we go. Now the second I let go of the gas, the brakes are on. So that's what I call preloading the brakes. A lot of guys use this. It's a great technique, and it helps you not to drop your phone while you are racing. So the interesting thing is, you can preload the gas too. So once you've got the brakes totally on, if you've let go for a second, re-grab with brakes, and you press the gas won't work till you let go of the brakes. So you can preload both, but I really don't preload accelerator, I just preload brakes. Especially in time trials where you want a really precise braking point. That's where preloading is fabulous, because it's literally the millisecond you let go of the gas, you're on the brakes. And recently there's been a discovery that there's some strange sound glitches, and maybe it's a performance related thing, but I don't think it is. A couple of top time trial racers said that it's really not a problem, but you'll notice this at Mount Panorama as I'm heading into a certain corner, that the car will start to idle really funny, almost like there's a glitch. So I'll point that out when we get back there. I believe the last day, or the last stage, sorry, not days, stages. The last stage is at Mount Panorama. Here we are at Dubai. And it's awesome that the servicing on Friday thing is on while I'm doing my next date. For me, I'm in Canada, so for me, it's actually Thursday still. So kind of weird, hey, for some of you guys over in the Eastern Hemisphere, but that's the way it is. So when it says that you get free servicing on Friday, I don't. I get free servicing on Thursday. That's kind of funny, but I love it. I'm getting to instantly service this car, and I waited until today to do the rest of stage 4 and 5 because I didn't want to waste all those M dollars, and we'll see how many some people were wasting. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Go ahead and do it if you want to. I mean, you already did it, but I don't know. I'm not in that much of a hurry. By the way, if you go into the description, there will be timestamps for the different events of Stage 4. So if you wanted to jump ahead or you need to jump back or whatever you want to jump around to do, you can do. And there we go. It's kind of tempting. You want to stay really close to these walls when you're cutting off track, but if you're too close, the grass will once in a while just grab you like that, and then you hit the wall. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And yes, Ahmed is substantially far behind me. I find Ahmed to be quite slow in this event. I'm still heavily upgraded compared to him. Not as much. I mean, Stage 4, I'm not that heavily upgraded. But I'm ready for the last race of Stage 5. Sorry, I'm so used to saying days, because in special events we always have days. Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, and so we would say, you know, Day 1, so it'd be like Day 1, Stage 3, but that's not what we're doing here. And I'm not complaining. I love the fact that you can do race day in one sitting if you want to. Lots of people did, and you guys are already enjoying your new Porsche, and that's awesome. It is kind of a fun event. And I'm curious to see what more difficulties we have. This one is interesting. Getting into some of these steering glitches. This isn't near as bad as I was expecting. The steering isn't as violent. You hear that horrible scraping sound once in a while, but then the car isn't having really violent reactions like we've seen in the past. There was the event for the Venom car, and there's a stage you had to do at Indianapolis Speedway that was really hard. And believe it or not, the more upgrades you have, the more difficult it can be. And in that one, when you heard that horrible scraping sound, your steering could just violently rip you across the track, like literally take you into the wall, smash out his rear window. So sometimes these broken steering events can be disastrous. One of the tips, if you're having trouble, when you hear that horrible sound, just lift off the gas for a tiny bit and then readjust your steering. Well, there we go. You know, I think they toned it down a bit for this one. I'm really not noticing it to be that crazy. I just have to keep my device tilted pretty steadily. So the steering malfunction isn't too bad for this race. Okay, so let's see. It looks like we're going to ramp it up. So now we have broken steering and overheating. Okay. Well, got to be careful with that if we get in both of them. And this could be a really stupid idea, because when you're off track, you got to stay on the gas. Yep. Overheating events are all about having manual accelerator, tilt B, tilt C. So you can lift and coast, and here I am, almost blowing up my engine already. Okay, don't take that off track cut. Don't do that, because I'm going to be fighting an engine that's going to blow up. If you listen carefully, I'll be quiet for a little bit down here. If you listen carefully, it starts to give you a warning ding right before you're going to blow up. There, did you hear the ding? And that little thing starts flashing. So that lets you know you better get off that accelerator and coast for a bit. So handy little feature, especially if you're racing so hard that you can't really be looking to see if that thing's flashing. You get an audio indicator. And still, I mean, not a difficult event. I just don't have to blow up. Well, okay, I've got a ridiculous lead. I'll just coast across this cut. Wow, you slow down an awful lot when you're coasting off track. Well, so there we go. A little bit of a longer race. It would have been shorter if I actually had skipped that first cut. So there you go. There's a good lesson to learn. If your engine's overheating, don't drive off track. It wastes a whole lot of your gas. Ding, ding, ding. If you push it all the way, your engine starts smoking and you're just done. You'll fail the stage. There have been times where it let you overheat, and then once you cool down, you could keep on going. Come on, blow up. Here we go. When I got a lead this big, I might as well have some fun. Smash out some windows. Kind of a fun thing to do once in a while. Okay, there we go. Didn't want to blow up right at the line. That's horrible when you do that. When you're right with the finish line in sight and you do something dumb and you fail a stage and you got to repeat it. Oh well, I'm sure we've all done that. All right, let's see what this last race is like. What you gonna do? Okay, tires wearing out and all that other jazz. One thing about tires degrading, you don't want to be off track. If your tires are degrading, the more you drive off track, the worse it's going to get. And I'll show you. So look right now, you can see about the rate that it's counting down. And I'll stay on track for a bit here. What I'm not sure about, okay, you know on normal races how you get to the end of the race and there's clean race bonus. Oh, that steering threw me off there. Okay, so clean race bonus. Now you know that you can have 2 tires off track and it's not counted as quote-unquote off track, like you won't fail a stage. However, any tires off track and you will lose some of your clean race bonus. So if I've been bored, sometimes I've tried to get 100% clean race bonus. You need to have all fires, haha, no fires. You need to have all 4 tires all on track all the time to get your full clean race bonus, and you can't tap anything. So the funny thing about this race, if you do like a 10-lap race without ever touching anybody, without ever going off track, you will have your full clean race bonus. Even after driving all that distance, 10 laps at Le Mans, you will not have any degradation of your car. But here you can see, I'm not noticing it really go down all that much when I get 2 tires off track. Not too bad. The fun thing about your tires degrading, drifting gets easier. You can drift and drift and drift. Like right now, this looks ridiculously easy, so I'm going, well, let's just take some cuts. Okay, you see that? Started going down a lot more. Oop, okay, I didn't mean to do that much. Look at that, see how much faster it's counting down? And then, see? I'm going way faster, but it's counting down slower. So, let's see what this is like now. Let's see how my tires are gonna act. I'm babying it a little bit. Ooh, oh wow, that's loose. Oh my, that's really loose. Oh, that was happening. Oh, that's the other thing. When you skid, you really degrade your tires fast. I didn't mean to go that far off track. Wow, look at that. That is a loose car now. Okay, I might actually get in trouble. All this horsing around is probably going to cause trouble for me. What do we got there? Does that say Ahmed? No, that's Anthony, not Ahmed. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. I'll drift this corner a little bit. Ooh, look how fast Anthony's catching up. There we go. That's right. Ahmed's way up there. Drift this corner. Hello, Anthony. You gonna pass me here, Anthony? Maybe I'll let Anthony pass me. And then Anthony will get a little bit of a surprise. Oop, well, I missed doing the pit maneuver. Let's do the kaboom maneuver. Oh, that's a McLaren 720S, I think. That's one of my favorite cars. That one really outperforms its PR rating. Like when that car comes up in weekly time trial tournaments or online multiplayer, it is an absolute blast to drive. And I don't know if you've seen mine. Mine's got a shark vinyl design. I figured out how to do that custom shark vinyl or livery. I've actually got 3 McLarens with shark vinyls, and if you ever wanted to learn how to do a shark vinyl, I did do a full video on that. I'll throw up the link to that right now. So that walks you through how to do that. You can actually do most of it with just basic vinyls. And then when it gets into some of the final touches on the body, that's where you do kind of need those fully upgraded vinyls. But you can do some pretty cool stuff without being fully upgraded. But fully upgrading gives you access to all vinyls and all the fun that you could imagine, or you want to try to imagine. All right, well, that's basically gonna wrap things up for stage 4. And I'm gonna start stage 5 right away. So thank you for joining me for this one. I'll throw up a couple of links here, and let's get on to finishing this event.